Ni sino ba man? Hello, Baba. Hello, Manong.
আমি দেখাই দেখাম সেইকাৰণে চৰাইবিলাকে দেখা পায়
পাপাৰ লগত প্ৰথমতে খেলি আছিলা তাৰপিছত কেতিয়া কাজিয়া লাগিলা নকোৱা
মানে বহুত ভাল মানুহ হয় কিন্তু বহুত ভাল হাজবেণ্ড নহয় সৰুৰ পৰা যিটো বস্তু বেয়া পাইছিলোঁ সেইটোৱে পালোঁ
ধৰ্ম সংস্কৃতি শেষ কৰি পেলাইছে আপোনাৰ লগত এই সংসাৰখন আমি যে চলাই আছো লাহেকে সেইটো সমানে উঠাই লৈ যাব নোৱাৰিবও পাৰোঁ
So thank you so much for joining us here today. It's such an honor to be speaking with you, and congratulations on your film, TORA'S Husband, being part of Sydney Film Festival.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about TORA'S Husband?
It's a film. I shot this film in a small town in Assam, where it's close to where I live in Assam. So during the pandemic, I was confined at home in Mumbai, and I was there for 3 months. So finally, when I was home, what I saw that people mostly in rural areas, and not only rural areas, most of the part, they are dependent on their daily earning, their living. So although that fear of COVID was there, but what I saw that in my village, in that area in Assam, that people started working. And so I just thought that I should also start working. And although there were a lot of different kind of challenges, so I just started speaking because I needed someone to do sound. So I got 2-3 of them to do sound, and that's how I just started doing myself cinematography, doing other things, my family, neighbors, they also got involved. And it was a global pandemic, and we know that we were suffering. Maybe our losses were different, but everyone suffering different way. And I thought, because from the beginning, I am making films with limited, resources. I feel that it's a blessing for me. So I just thought, and I'm glad that I made this film in natural conditions and real locations that time. So TORA'S Husband is a film. It's a family drama. It is about Tora and her husband Jaan and his family, how during the time of pandemic their relationship changed, and how he was suffering in his business, and also his friendship and many other things. So in the beginning, it was more like a family drama, but when I started shooting, and it was also, the interruption was there, because after that also, when I started shooting, there was another lockdown. And so the story also changed and evolved with time. And it was not only about Jaan and his family, but also I tried to, bring more how other people also suffering that time.
Yeah. So is the story fiction, or was the story inspired by a real life story?
It is a fiction film, but definitely because I mentioned that I shot it in real locations, real conditions with real people. Most of them are non-actors. Only one actor was a professional, otherwise all non-actors. So definitely uh, I was inspired by real lives also. Yeah.
Um, I read that you work with a lot of non-actors. Is there a reason you like to work with non-actors?
I really don't know, but in the very beginning, because I didn't like uh, I was not from any film school. I started my own, and I started watching a lot of world cinema, and that's how I became a filmmaker. Because I came to Mumbai to become an actor,
Oh,
so yes, so I was looking for acting job there, and that time I got this opportunity to watch movies. That's how I learned filmmaking. So I started doing my own, and I went back to my village and started shooting there with my own camera. I bought a camera. So that was my story. And maybe I was influenced by world cinema because I see uh, real people also. And there was, I think, I don't know, but kind of confidence I had, and uh, and my filmmaking, as for now, like it's more close to reality. Mm.
so
The
that's
real lives. So that's how I think I decided I like them. And because I shot Village Rockstars
yeah.
3 years, Bulbul Can Sing 1 year, and this TORA'S has been almost over a period of 2 years.
Wow.
So it is also for me quite difficult if I cast someone, a professional actor, to keep up, this long period. And
Mm.
also my shooting is it lot more depends on the weather,
Mm.
and so that's how it is a bit difficult also when I cast a professional actor. And I'll have to enjoy and learn through this process. It's a every film is like transforming my life also. That's how my filmmaking is. So I enjoy working with non-actors.
That's beautiful that you say that it transforms your life. So how do you think it transforms it? Like, so how does, like, say, Tora's husband um transform your life?
I just, when I started shooting in 3 months, I lost my father.
I'm really sorry about that. I read about that. I'm really sorry.
And my brother, who played the main character in Tura's husband.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it was a really difficult period for both of us. But then I also thought that if I stop, then it's not going to happen later, this film. And I'm glad that I made this film, but I also learned for myself because it was really hard on me mentally, physically. I was going through a lot, and then I forced myself to make this film. And later on, there were a lot of unaddressed emotions,
Mm.
and it like I was sick. I got a frozen shoulder suddenly, a lot of back pain, this and mentally also it took me a lot of time. I went for Vipassana, started doing yoga, meditation, then I am much better now. So I learned that you should not force yourself.
Yeah.
That is also a lesson for me. I learned, but also I learned that how we can take pain gracefully. That is also I have learned. I am also glad that I have gone through those pains.
Yeah.
It also makes you grieving is also uh, I I read in Gita that grieving it is also a kind of yoga.
Okay, that's beautiful
Yeah,
to hear. I
it
did
is
not know.
also like, because when you are in grief, you started thinking,
Hmm.
started thinking, then because you don't know when you feel that those kind of pains in your body,
Yeah,
then you feel, you can understand the pain, you know,
yeah,
by yourself, and how you are getting out of that pain. So it is also a different journey for me. So Tura's husband taught me many things.
yeah. That is so beautiful and so deep, because you've really um gone through the emotions and tried to understand. Do you think that you had numbed the emotions of your father's passing because you said, no, I need to do this film, and you didn't give yourself time to grieve for your father? Do you think that's what happened?
It happened. It
Mm.
happened. But if I look back now, then it's fine. Like it's also, I understand that we are mortal, we keep forgetting. We are indulged in so many things, and we keep forgetting that one day we are going to die.
Yeah,
And it's if I didn't if I decided to make this film, and if I stopped, then also probably now I could have, regret
yeah.
that, yeah, I didn't do it. So time heals, time teaches us many
Yeah.
things.
That is so
And
beautiful to hear.
what needed to be done is, like, that's how our life is,
Yeah.
you know.
That's
And
beautiful that through your filmmaking you have experienced so much and grown so much as an individual, and
yeah,
you've
yes.
vipassana and meditation, and you've become a stronger person through the movie making process.
I think so.
That
Every
sounds
time, yeah, life throws like new challenges, but that's how life is.
yeah, that's really, really incredible to hear from you. Um, so your previous work, Village Rockstars, has reached the Oscars.
It was entry from India.
From India, which is incredible. So
Yeah.
how does that feel? I mean, it was like, was that your second film that
Yeah,
you had
my
made?
second film,
That is,
right.
did you think that you would, did you ever imagine while you were making the film that, oh, this would possibly reach the Oscars?
When I started making films, then only I always dreamt, like, I had the dream that it would go to, like, festivals,
Hmm.
but I didn't know that it would come so early, in my life.
Yeah,
It was like a fairy tale
moment.
story, yeah, moment for me. Yeah. So it was amazing. Like, I expected, it's not that I was working for 3 years.
Hmm.
When I made my first film, Man with a Binocular, we shot like just 24 days. I was not happy because I wanted to learn something from life. And then I decided to go by my own, and then started making this film. So I was doing it. It was 3 years like a tapasya, like I was just doing it. Lot of things were there, but still I was just doing it, until I was like satisfied I was doing it. And I just was speaking to myself. I was like a two-person, no, split personality,
Hmm.
each other, because somehow I was alone. My family also couldn't understand. They were very supportive, but everyone like what she's doing for 3 years.
Hmm.
So definitely, I just dedicated, everything, my life, and surrendered myself to that process of making of that film, and to nature, universe. So I was not surprised the journey, but definitely the way it was connecting to many people in different corner of the world, and love of the people they like showered on me are like caste and the way they were writing, like a lot of Insta stories, mails, and like that was quite overwhelming and beautiful. Yes.
That's incredible. And you mentioned that your family was like, what is she doing for 3 years? How did you combat that? Because that's something a lot of young individuals have to face. For example, if they're trying to pursue filmmaking, and the main thing is to face your family, to tell them what you're doing for 3 years. So how did you combat that?
It was not easy, but somehow like that the challenge is how to overcome your fears, in the beginning. And you just have to be true to yourself and you have to believe in yourself. I had that certain kind of belief because my family, we are more into academics, coming from that kind of background. They wanted me always to be a professor, teach in college. So my first decision to become an actor was also shocking for them.
Yeah.
And later on, then also now filmmaking. So I understood their point of view also, but they never forced me. They were talking so many things, like they were worried, but I didn't have any other way out. After completing my master's, I decided to be an actor, and I was in a kind of that. I was in that kind of, because I was also was in a like a relationship. Also, I was really difficult period of my life, and there was no other way out. So, and I loved actually when I started watching film. I fall in love. I think my love for cinema only helped me.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, it didn't allow me to give up because I was deeply in love with cinema. Yes. Finally, yeah, that is what I'd like to say. Yes.
Yeah, I was watching one of your
Allow me to sleep. It didn't allow me to all the time. Only I saw, like, now also I see cinema.
So I was watching one of your TED Talks, and you mentioned that love is sort of the center of everything of what you're doing, and that helps you achieve everything. I found that very strong and very, very inspiring. And because a lot of creatives have a lot of self-doubt in them, because so they try something and then they back out because they have a lot of self-doubt. So your self-belief is very strong, as we can see, because your love and your passion for something is so strong. So what is it natural that you have it, or what do you do specifically to stay this strong and committed for 3 years for a project? How do you keep that love alive?
It's just from my childhood. I think if I look back, I was always my mother was always like, you need to win, she was always forcing me to be competitive. So when even my village access was selected in Toronto, it was going to Busan, or not Busan, I think Bulbul was in Busan. But it was like, then it started traveling to other festivals. She was somehow like, when you are going to win an award, she was waiting for that moment. So that spirit was always there. And coming from a village, then studied in a city, then moved to Mumbai, and I learned a lot from my experience. And then you gone through also in life, like many challenges, hurdles. So all those things make you, sometimes you are in that position that either make you or break you. Kind of. Yeah, so that's how it is. And the many things, I also believe in karma, and I feel like, because I'm not coming from, no one is from my family, and no one is no one even thought about, making films. So then when I was making movies, and when I watched my film in a big screen, then I questioned myself, it's me, I did this kind of. So I also believe maybe it is also came from my earlier lives, or it's not that now I'm only making or learning. It is coming, I think, more than different lives I am learning. That kind of feeling also I get.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful to hear.
Because
And
sometimes I question from where it's coming,
yeah,
Yes.
and it's just you. It's your makeup. It could be your previous lives, like you said. That's so beautiful. So you mentioned you went from acting in Mumbai to filmmaking.
Yes.
And do you want to keep acting? Like, what's your future plans with acting slash filmmaking?
With me, it is not that I don't want to and I don't love acting anymore. It was my first love.
Mm.
But I acted in my first feature film. In the beginning, I was thinking when I'll make movies, then I would also act and kind of roles I wanted to do always. But later on, because I was doing everything, I'm the producer, like to make movies, a lot of things. And still now, my 4 films I produce myself, and my mother also, she's the co-producer. So there is from making that movie film to take it to festivals, then theatrical release, OTT, now giving interviews. So a
Yeah.
lot of things I need to do.
Yeah.
There are lot many other things I need to handle. So I don't have that kind of energy. So if now I'm also trying to, we are already collaborating. I just recently directed a film in Melbourne. It's a part of my Melbourne. So now when this collaboration's happening and I'll be more relaxed, then probably I I love, like, I'll act.
Yeah.
No, I love actually making films because a lot of freedom. I feel like when making a film is a lot of freedom. You really can create a world the way I want.
Hmm.
So I'm enjoying that freedom probably.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful to hear. So what kind of stories that you want to like keep telling?
I would like to go with the flow. As of now, my first film, it was a more mature drama. It was about a person who is a retired geography teacher. Then Village Rockstars, I don't know why I decided my first film to make like that. And but then when I was doing Village Rockstars, then I felt like I'm again born, newborn, because working with the children, it was so their power of innocence. It motivated me a lot and gave me a new life. Then I worked with teenagers, like with my movie Bulbul Can Sing. Then TORA'S husband is more again a matured. So I really don't know, but I would love to keep challenging myself and make different kind of films probably in future. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful to hear. Thank you so much, Rima. You were such an inspiration to speak to. You've inspired me so much. Um, and I think you're such an inspiration to the younger generation for just believing in yourself and, just being focused and going with what you love. I think that's priceless. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank
It's
you.
great speaking to you. And all the best for the
Thank
future.
you. Thank
All
you.
the best for your Melbourne film as well.
Yeah. Hope to see you.
Hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Australia's first Indian magazine to have a national reach, Indus Age is the largest circulated South Asian magazine in Australia with 5 simultaneous editions, 55,000 copies printed monthly, 220,000 readers, largest network of clients, undisputed leader in community news. Indus Age is circulated in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth to over 525 outlets. Grab your copy now to get the latest on the community, news from India, Bollywood, music and much more. For more info, log on to www.indusage.com.au.